Welcome to the regular meeting of the Board of Public Works and Safety held here at the City of Lawrence, George Keller Public Assembly Room at the Lawrence Governmental Center. And it is October 12th, 2023, and 5 p.m. We have a meeting that we do have a quorum to do business today. That's the good news. And the first item on the agenda would be our minutes of the regular meeting held on September 28th, 2023. Are there any corrections to the minutes?
Nope.
Hearing none, is there a motion to approve those minutes?
Motion to approve.
By Mr. Clark. I would second the motion. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 2-0. Minutes are approved. We'll go directly, or we'll report that there is no unfinished business before the board today. The new business, several things going today, so we'll get right into it. Item A, approval of agreement with American Structure Point for Post Road and Otis Avenue roundabout design. And Shri is going to make a comment.
Yeah, I'm here. I'll just give you a little bit background on this. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so just as you know, Post and Otis is the rather large intersection that's just outside the, within the Ford, kind of a gateway intersection to the Ford. And it's a big intersection, and there is a lot of people. It's a four-way stop now, but there's a lot of people that's in stop, and over the years there's been some crashes too, surprisingly. So we've been looking into, hey, what can we do, especially being a gateway intersection into the Ford, what can we do? And we just thought it'll be a good location to put a small roundabout there, maybe have an art by a local artist in the future once we have the roundabout, so this is a two-phase contract agreement with Structure Point. The phase one is to do a survey and do a preliminary scoping and a preliminary design for to look at a roundabout and see what it's going to take to build a roundabout. So that's the phase one, and the phase two will be the actual design of the roundabout. I mean, a full design of the roundabout. And again, part of the project, we would also be looking at funding opportunities once we know the phase one is complete and see what we are looking at and then estimate. We'll be looking for funding opportunities with MPO or other agents, other funding opportunities that are there to see how we can fund this project too. So that's what it is. It's going to be a roundabout. It's envisioned that it will have a art in the middle. By some local artists, and there are a lot of grants out there that we can apply through Arts of Lawrence to get that art installed once the roundabout is in place.
Okay. Hearing those comments, are there questions or any comments from city?
Is there enough room? Is there going to be loss of any of the?
Oh, there is a lot of room. We already have some preliminary exhibits. It's a big intersection for amount of traffic that goes through that intersection. That intersection is very big, and that's why it makes it confusing for people. Some people doesn't stop. It's a big intersection. I don't envision getting any right of way for this project.
Okay.
Might be some corner cuts and corner easements or stuff. And we own the northwest corner of the proper intersection is owned by us. So we can, if we need some corner cuts, we can just shift the roundabout and get the corner there. So, but I doubt we need any of that because the intersection itself is flat and huge.
Well, yeah, because they're doing all that work right there right now.
Yeah, but that is for Purple Line. They're installing a new storm sewer, which is going to help when we build this roundabout. We can tie into that new storm sewer. So yeah, that's for Purple Line.
Okay.
Timeline on this is well over a year from now.
Oh yeah. It's probably 2025.
Okay, I just
2025.
want to shove that in with the rest of the stuff going on.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Nope.
Then I'll request approval of agreement with American Structure Point for Post and Otis Avenue roundabout design.
Motion to approve.
And I would second. Are there questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 2-0. Moving right along to item B is approval of resolution number 2, 2023, accepting Coron's dedication of a right-of-way. So I don't know, Sri?
So yeah, I think Renee can help. Renee, can you kind of? I know where the location is, but I don't know the sidewalk is along 52nd Street.
Yeah, so this is the sidewalk for the new Coron's Mobile Home Park Highland Farms at 52nd and Midhofer. Part of their zoning variance to be able to build the park was they had to put in a path, sidewalks
Okay.
on Midhofer. And this is they have done that. We inspected it while it was being constructed. And now it will be turned over to the city of Lawrence for 3 years from now to start maintaining.
Okay, you've heard those comments. Any questions? Is there a motion to approve resolution number 2
Motion to approve.
by Mr. Clark? And I will second your motion. Are there questions on the motion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. So that is approved 2-0. Item C is approval of professional service agreement with Jansen Spons Engineering for an ADA transition plan for public right-of-way.
All right, this is another of mine. So ADA is American Disability Act. That's what every city has to make sure all their sidewalks, trails within the right-of-way meets those requirements, or if not, what's the plan for it? So we do have a plan that the board approved a few years ago, and since then we have done a lot of changes in resurfacing, all that thing too. So it's time for us to go ahead and update that plan with everything we have done, and also to provide a future plan for how we're going to catch up. Keep doing some of the ADA compliance on sidewalks and all that stuff. And also part of this scope, Jansen and Spons is going to go look at some of our park facilities and look at what are some of the ADA issues with the sidewalks there, and come up with a kind of an overall plan to fix those ADA issues in most of our, mostly Community Park, the Lee Road Park, Veterans, some of the major parks which have a lot more sidewalks and trails. So we have to submit this plan back to INDOT sometime early next year. So I'm just being proactive before INDOT sends us that letter. This is for that requirement that we need to submit for INDOT, so we can be eligible for funding. We can continue to be eligible for funding in the future.
Okay, hearing those comments, are there questions?
So is this is a federal or state requirement to make them accessible?
Yes.
Now it's a state requirement to have a plan to identify what our shortcomings are, where some of the issues are, what we have been doing over the last years, what we will continue to do in the future. It's not a commitment that we're going to be compliant. Everything will be compliant in the next year. They just need us to know. They just make sure that we know that there is a plan and we have to follow the plan. So every 3-4 years, we need to revise the plan based on what we have done and submit it back to INDOT. The plan is also published in our website. So if anybody wants to go into the city website under engineering, there is an ATAD. The previous plan is almost there from 2020 or 2021. So now once we approve this, once we have this plan and have an updated plan sent to INDOT and get their approval, we will put that back in our website. Again, it's a plan, and we just have to make sure we update it and get approval from INDOT.
Okay. Have we had any, because we have a lot of sidewalks and accessibility issues. Has there been any?
Yeah. So what we do is,
Or
Mark,
any issues with people?
Not that I'm aware of, not since I've been here.
you know,
or that I've
so
been dealing
what
with.
we
No.
What we do is, Mark, I can just give you how we progress with the plan. So every time we do a resurfacing project, or every year we do a contract for sidewalk repairs, when we do a resurfacing, we also make sure that all the ADA ramps are, I mean, if you go through Franklin right now, you can see some of the ramps have been just reconstructed because they didn't meet the ADA. So we do, before paving, we have to maybe make sure that any ramps that are in the limits of those paving projects are brought up to compliant. That's how we are. That's how most communities do it. So, yeah, it's an ongoing process, and it will continue to be that way.
Okay, yeah, and I've noticed whenever they've done those improvements, they've made,
We're required to.
yeah.
Cool.
All right, well, thank you.
Hearing those comments and questions, is there a motion to approve the professional service agreement?
Motion to approve.
And I would second. Questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. That motion carries 2-0. Professional
Thank
service
you.
agreement is approved. Item D, approval of agreement with Axon Enterprise, Inc. for tasers. Erica's going to speak to that, I guess. Yes, she is.
Hello, this
Hi there.
is, in addition to the tasers that our officers currently carry, it's updating the fleet, so to speak, of tasers. So,
All right. Questions on tasers? Anybody? Valuable tool, certainly.
it most certainly is.
Yeah, I have no questions.
Okay, a motion to approve the agreement with Axon Enterprises, Inc. for tasers
Motion to approve.
by Mr. Clark. I would second your motion. Are there questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 2-0. You're going to be up here for a minute, maybe, it looks like. Approval of agreement with Time Clock Plus LLC.
So currently, we have a spreadsheet that keeps our staffing, our scheduling for all of our officers. That was created back in 2006, I believe. We've never had a software to be able to do this, so this will be our first implementation of a software. It'll be a learning curve for all of us, but it's something that we need.
Moving into the future, yeah.
Does that mean they can, it's not like those swipe card or, you know, where they have a badge and they swipe in? This would be they could log on to a computer and,
It can show officers what district they're gonna work that night, who's off, who is working where, what supervisor is assigned where. So it can also send out notifications. Let's say we have an emergency call-off. It can send out notifications to everybody that we need somebody to work. So it's pretty robust.
so it's a time and attendance and someone, yeah, and that way you know where everybody is.
For the most part, our timesheets are kept on New World. That's something outside of our control. This is more of for our supervisors to be able to manage their personnel.
And manage overtime and that kind of stuff, I would imagine.
You can do that, yes,
If you
It is
had
an
that
added
luxury, yeah.
absolutely.
Oh, that seems like a much better way to go.
Yes, it is.
Any other questions?
Nope.
Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion for approval of the agreement with Time Clock Plus LLC
Motion to approve.
by Mr. Clark. I would second it. Questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. That carries 2-0. We come to item F, approval agreement with Flock Safety. So we might have a little information on that.
I do. So Flock is, they're kind of like license plate readers. We have 20 of them around the city. Probably the greatest law enforcement investigative tool in my career. You commit a crime somewhere, as long as a witness says, hey, it was a black Toyota, whatever, you can search it just by putting in black Toyota, and it's going to pull and give you a picture of every black Toyota that went past that camera. So we have them in any way you can come into the city and any way you can come out of the city, we have these cameras. So with this, we're locking in a 5-year deal, because like everything else technology-wise, it goes up and up and up every year. With this, we're locked into a 5-year agreement at the same price for those 5 years.
We were the first in this area to adopt
I think so. Chief Bigsby got a grant initially for the flock cameras, and we've added because we realize how well they work. Yeah.
And this would communicate with Chicago.
Yes, so you can share, it's called a hot list. So we can share our cameras with Hendricks County, Hamilton County, and then they share their cameras with us. So you can, when you do your search, you can narrow your search to just our city or any of the cameras that you've been added to your hot list.
I believe they have solved some crimes in this city.
Yeah,
already.
we've solved several crimes with it, yep.
Any other questions?
No, this
No.
is great to hear.
I'll go for a motion to approve an agreement with Flock Safety
Motion to approve.
by Mr. Clark. I'd second. Questions on the motion?
No.
Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 2-0. Move to item G, approval agreement with Pro Team Wellness.
So this too is going to be something new to us for immediate access for mental wellness for all of the employees for the police department. That includes our chaplains, our reserves, our civilian personnel. One part of this agreement is that we will have clinicians anytime that we need them. The other part of it is an app that we can self-check when we can go in there and just, this is how I'm feeling today, or this is the things, this is how I'm eating. It just has a variety of things, and it just levels things out monthly for you, like, oh, you're doing good this month, or maybe you need to go see this person. So it's a trial. I'm excited to work with Pro Team. We use them for the medical field, and they're amazing for law enforcement and fire department. So this is a new feature for us, but we're excited.
This is mostly for mental health for the
It is.
staff and the officers and
Yes.
everyone concerned.
What are we doing now?
Well, right now, we do have psychologists that we can contact. As most people know, anywhere in the medical field, you're being pushed out a month, 2 months before you can actually be seen by someone. This is giving us almost immediate access. Our guys, one of the things we do is debriefings, and we do that within 72 hours after a major incident or a critical incident. They're going to send somebody there to help us with that as a clinician. So to get most doctors in 72 hours or within 72 hours, or a clinician, we do have good people that do respond, but they're not just responding to our agency.
Right.
So this would be almost like a telehealth kind of thing for them if they need it, or and
We could, but this is going to be more hands-on, face-to-face with us. Now, if there's individual counseling or resources that they need, they can choose which one they do.
I know Community North has a group that does those same services.
Exactly right, and that's who we've used in the past.
Yeah. Okay.
Any other questions?
No, I think
Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the agreement with Pro Team Wellness
motion to approve.
by Mr. Clark? I would second the motion. Are there questions on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 2-0. Item H is approval of Lawrence Police Department purchase of a 2023 Tahoes, plural, $429,500 from Kelly Auto.
This would be the 10 Tahoes that we were wanting to purchase this year.
Right. It's It's all within the parameters of the bidding and all those things that we always ask, but we know we comply with.
Yeah, I did the usual memo that's required by law when there is not bidding, but you use a certain vendor because it's the sole source. So that's included. And I worked with LPD and reviewed everything beforehand as well.
Very good. Questions?
How long does it take to get these? It's not like the fire engines that 2 years.
No, there's some of the cars that we're going to be purchasing, they're still being built. Obviously, this newer vehicle, a lot of departments are going to it because of the size for equipment and just a multitude of reasons. Some, I believe, are ready, but not all of them that are going to come to us are built, but they're in the process of being built.
So that, it mentioned left-handed holsters and right-handed, was that,
I think that's for the tasers.
oh, sorry.
Okay.
I just read all this stuff and I'm getting it confused.
Yep.
So this is replacing the fleet.
Yes.
Are the other ones going to go to the reserves? or-
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, having heard comments and questions being answered, is there a motion to approve the purchase of the 2023 Tahoes
Motion to approve.
by Mr. Clark? I would second. Questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 2-0. Item H then would be approval of the Lawrence Police Department purchase of equipment for the 2023 Tahoes, $137,545.56 from Move Over Outfitters.
Okay, so this is all the bells and whistles for the car, the lights and sirens. They also will install all the utility equipment, the body worn equipment for the front and back cameras. They do all that there. They are a utility certified company. That's it.
Have they done our cars before, or?
They have not. So this is a new company. We were using American Eagle, which was in Noblesville. This is a little further out, but they, American Eagle, they're just too busy. We'd send a car there and it'd take a month to get one car, where Move Over Outfitters, Captain Cantrell and myself went up and visited them. They can do 10 cars in 2 weeks. So, I mean, it's a bigger facility. They run it more like an assembly line. Very clean, very nice place, and they can do everything that we need them to do, from striping the cars to putting all the equipment in.
Good to know. Questions? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the equipment for the 2023 Tahoes
Motion to approve.
by Mr. Clark? I would second. Are there questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 2-0. Moving right through this final item here, item J, approval of the Coleman release of settlement of all claims. Is that, who wants to?
I'll do it, and you can add anything if you want to. So I believe this was a gentleman whose car was towed during a paving project by a city contractor. And so instead of filing a tort claim, he just asked that the city pay for his towing fees because he wasn't aware of the towing. So we did agree to pay the $150, and the best practice is just to have the city then have him sign off on not coming back with a tort claim or another claim or asking for more money. This would just mean that he is paid $150, and then that's it. No further claims.
So that was, because it just seemed odd. Is that the cost of the towing
Yes.
Yes.
and for the, I don't know how long it stayed?
We had the HOA put it in their HOA blog or whatever, but the guy doesn't have Facebook. And he left for work at 3 a.m., so they did knock on the door, but he didn't answer, but it is what it is.
And so this would
One
just
of those
be
things
a
that
motion
happens.
and approval that
Yeah, I mean-
the city agrees to pay that, and that he won't come back with any further claims for this issue.
Sounds like a pretty fair deal to me. But
Yeah.
Was he litigious in the discussion, or?
No, very
No.
nice gentleman. He lives in my neighborhood, very nice gentleman.
Oh, okay. I just didn't know
Nice job. No, he
if
just,
there was any psychological harm.
anybody else, they want their money back, and I can't blame him.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that clears that up.
Is there a motion to approve the settlement
Yeah. Motion
by
to
Mr.
approve.
Clark? I would second it. Questions on the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Carries 2-0. Comments of administration?
I have none.
Nothing?
I can, I want to just give an update.
Sri?
That's okay?
Yep.
Yeah, so just wanted to let everybody know the 2023 Community Crossing Grant resurfacing project is currently under construction. As you have seen on Franklin and 49th and Sadler, some of those streets, we have done some concrete work on sidewalk ramps. On all the concrete work has been complete. Now we will be moving to paving. So starting the week of 23rd, contractor is going to start milling Franklin Road starting the week of 23rd. And then they're going to mill and pave Franklin first before they move on to the 49th and the 50th streets. So just want to let you all know that's going to be happening in the next couple of weeks.
Thanks for the update on that. Appreciate it. Corn.
Always something going on.
Going to speak. All right.
Good evening, Corey Korn, Chief of Staff for the city, and I just wanted to share that tomorrow night is Halloween Fest. So at Civic Plaza from 6 to 8, we will have a pumpkin patch and hay rides and about 25 vendors where kids can trick or treat and have every booth or table will have a different activity and free hot dogs. So all kinds of fun stuff going on. So come on out and enjoy a little.
Good night for it.
Yes,
Good night for it.
Friday the 13th. So it'll be good.
Oh, yeah.
And then our next, next events you'll see coming from the city will be a Lawrence Christmas on November 25th. And then every Saturday, Sunday until December 23rd will be Winterfest activities happening. So watch for more to come on that.
When will Jim put down the skating rink? Okay.
Jim does the tree, Eric does the parks.
Eric's got the skating
skating
rink.
rink.
Okay, just so you divide up the work. We're dividing up the work. That's good.
That's right.
So do we store that
Yeah.
ice?
It's a synthetic surface and it's basically just
Jigsaw
locks
puzzles.
together, yes. And so, yeah, we store that. It gets packed on pallets and stored flat for the season.
I saw it get put in. I didn't even understand that it was ice that they were putting in.
Cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for the update. Citizens' comments? Hearing none, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Mr. Clark. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you.